Hey, what's going on, guys? As many of you know, Facebook recently crashed, and the way people responded, you would have thought it was the beginning of the apocalypse. I mean, people were losing their mind. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little frustrated, and I realized something. I realized that Facebook is monopolizing our lives. And with the recent news of the whistleblower exposing the truth about social media and how social media platforms know that detrimental content is harming society, yet they choose to promote it anyway, I had to make a video, and I want you to please watch this entire video so you can get the whole value of the information I'm going to present to you. I'm going to present 5 C's that we need to avoid on social media. I'm going to package it very nicely for you. So the first C that we need to avoid is controversy. Titus 3 verse 9 says, "But avoid foolish controversies, genealogies, dissensions, and quarrels about the law, for they are unprofitable and worthless." You see, controversy distracts us from what God is calling us to do. That's to be disciple makers, gospel sharers, good husbands, wives, fathers, mothers, etc. Social media is a haven for controversy, and it wants to distract us away from that calling. And here's the problem: the algorithm is tracking you. The algorithm is tracking everything you click on, what you watch, what you engage. And based on your patterns, social media, the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, the algorithm is going to continue to feed you things that you engage in. If it's controversial stuff, it's going to keep you on the platform longer because it's going to feed you that type of content. We have to be aware of the algorithm. We have to be aware of what we're watching. I'm not saying you need to get rid of your social media platforms. Just be mindful of what you click on and engage, and outsmart the algorithm. The second C we need to avoid is conspiracies. 1 Timothy 1:4 says, "Nor to devote themselves to myths and endless genealogies, which promote speculations rather than the stewardship from God that is by faith." Don't get me wrong, conspiracy theories can be fun. I mean, they're a way of killing time. I'm interested in certain conspiracies, and it's certainly biblical to uncover the truth. You know, the prophet Nathan uncovered David's conspiracy to conceal murder. Uncovering truth is biblical, but we can't get wrapped up in endless speculations because it takes away the work we can be doing for Christ. Furthermore, many conspiracy theories feed on fear and gullibility, and they make you anxious. God has called us to something better. Endless speculation is at best a waste of time, at worst an obsession that induces paralyzing fear and anxiety. God has not called us to uncover every conspiracy theory under the sun. Certain things are a mystery that God will reveal in His time. Avoid conspiracies on social media. The third C is content. Matthew 6:22 and 23 says, "The eye is the lamp of the body. So if your eye is healthy, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light in you is darkness, how great is the darkness?" Everything we watch goes through our eyes and is dumped in our brain. And some of those images we could never get rid of. Some of those images can torment us. They can cause us depression, insecurity, anxiety, even cause us to lust. We have to watch what we're watching and protect ourselves from corrupt content. This goes for the women. Decrease your time watching beauty influencers, workout influencers. Those channels and those pages may be inspirational, but subconsciously it's creating discontentment and insecurity inside of you. Guys, be careful. Stop watching the scantily clad women on Facebook, Instagram. Stop going to those pages. Stop liking those pictures and videos, because the algorithms are going to continue to feed you that type of content, and it's going to create a vicious cycle of condemnation and guilt. You're going to feel bad for watching that stuff, for liking those videos, but you're going to come right back to it because Facebook and Instagram, they're constantly feeding you that content. We must outsmart the algorithm. The fourth C is craziness. Ephesians 6:12 says, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places." So what do I mean by craziness? Well, social media is a breeding ground for tension. It's a breeding ground for people to air out their dirty laundry, to sneak diss, to dry snitch, to post cryptic messages, take subliminal shots at people, if the shoe fits, wear it types of comments. This is tempting to put those things on social media because it gets you a lot of followers, it gets you a lot of attention from your followers, and it's not immediate consequences for doing those types of things, but it's very unproductive and unhealthy because many of those situations can spiral out of control. People have died over social media beefs. People have went to jail over social media posts. As Christians, we must rise above the temptation to be carnal and post cryptic messages and things of that nature on social media. We must rise above the craziness and remember that our battle is spiritual. The fifth C is crudeness. Ephesians 4:29 says, "Let no corrupting talk come out of your mouths, but only such as is good for building up, as fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear." Crude videos full of foul behavior with bad language is not going to build you up. It's going to tear you down spiritually. It's going to destroy your character. It's going to destroy your sensitivity to those things, which will ultimately lead to you possibly acting in those ways or just becoming more enticed by that type of content. And the algorithm will continue to feed you that content and that information, which is going to slowly destroy your character in Christ. This is a slow process that we have to be aware of. Listen, we're fighting an uphill battle. Many of the points that I just mentioned are the exact reasons why people stay on social media. Those points are enticing, they're engaging, and social media knows it, the algorithm knows it. It's continuing to feed society those things, and it's ruining our society. Don't let it ruin you. Spend more time with your family. Spend more time with real people, friends. Spend more time at your church. And most importantly, spend more time with God. We have to delete some of those apps, unfollow some of those toxic people, some of those vain influencers, some of those people that are just not feeding you godly material. I hope this video was helpful. If you like these types of videos and you want more content like this, be sure to subscribe, like this video, hit the bell button so you be notified so you don't miss a single upload. I'm Pastor Frederick. I'll be back next week with another video. This is By the Book. Peace.